Slice Some here with Slice Some Gaming, and we are live, ready to rock, ready to roll. And it is time. We're gonna get as much as much MCOC in as we can in a very, very, very short time frame, and then quickly head right back out as we continue with the boycott, the slimming, the reducing of MCOC and spending as we continue to push, hoping to find a way to help make the game better for all players and make it so that everything remains fair for everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I was in the middle of doing a couple things and some discussions, and so I was typing and didn't get a chance to really get things set up. So give me 1 second as I finish making some minor adjustments here to my setup on my computer and get everything set up and get logged back into line. In the meantime, let's go ahead and fire this baby up and get rolling. Alright, so I've got one more fight here in AQ. Don't forget, there is emergency maintenance tonight for those of you out there that may not keep up with everything. So there is going to be an emergency maintenance tonight. Keep that in mind. Definitely happening. Alright, this is map 7. Diss track. Oh, shame on me. With my girl Phoenix. So Phoenix is a great champ for map 7 for a couple of reasons. One, you know, she's got the ability to regain life, and currently in the game setup, she is very valuable because of that. Because you can reset yourself if needed. If a mistake is made, there is forgiveness with her. You can simply time out, come back, rinse and repeat. Not to mention, one mistake, you just basically come back to life, and if you know how to play your champion right, you can really stack up a pretty healthy amount of life. This is going to do no good against him, no damage done. We had it through. Oh, I lied, I didn't realize. That's odd. Didn't have 3. I guess the incinerate kicked in before the damage, so that'll work. I was gonna say you didn't have 3 debuffs. He really shouldn't have taken anything, but okay. There he is. Hey, what's up, James? Good to see you, man. So we're done with energy there. Marcus Rice, hashtag boycott Slice until he opens 100 calves. You'll be waiting a while. You'll be waiting until other changes are made. So when one ends, the other will end. And now we set and wait on a teammate to clear his path so that we can take on this lovely crossbones. In the meantime, let's go see what else is going on. By the way, as always, all I ask, do me a favor, tell as many people as you can that the channel is up, we're live, we're going. Anybody's welcome to come in and discuss. You're welcome to join me on Discord. I'd be happy to answer any questions, any thoughts, and discuss anything with anybody. I think that's one of the things that has always been key about the channel is I have no problem talking about whatever's going on and whatever I feel is fair and honest. So if anybody's got questions, let's have it. Hold on. I say get on Discord and I hadn't logged in yet. My bad. The most ever. I think it sucks. This thing got called cheater cut. I don't care who does what. We all have to play this game. The changes being proposed have nothing to do with cheating. You know, I don't disagree with you there. You know, it is. Look, let's not get confused. just because one or two sour individuals decide to make this about themselves doesn't mean that the general public feels that way. And sadly, people that tend to follow a certain individual or two are going to have their mind wrapped in one direction. And you know what? Hey, good for them. I'm glad they found somebody to believe in, and so be it. Ideally, this is not about one or two players. This is not about a group of players. This is about the entire game. I was just in a discussion with some players earlier in one of the chat rooms that I'm in. This is to help define things. This is not to just, hey, these are our demands. This is what we want. This is how it's going to be fixed, or it's nothing, and we're gonna hold you hostage. That's not the goal here. The goal is to make a game that is fair, that everybody knows what they're walking into. Last stream I used the pizza as a pizza store or a pizza restaurant as an example, and that's the best thing I can say is, when anybody walks into that store and they order something, and it doesn't have to be a pizza store, it could be anything. When you go in and buy, you know what you're getting, you know the rules, you know what's happening, this is what I'm ordering. If you don't get what you order or things are changed, at that point, then you as a consumer has a right. Do I take it back? Do I keep it? I get to make that decision, but everything's very clear. It's up front. With Kabam, that's not the case. A lot of things are done behind the scenes, and it's what causes players to go and look for other avenues, sadly. A lot of the things that we see players do is in response to what's already going on. And it's a simple situation of a he said, she said, chicken and the egg type scenario where, well, you did this, well, you did that, well, you did this, well, you did that. Okay, nobody cares who did what anymore. We just want the game to operate within a boundary and be as fair for all players as possible. That's just common sense and logic for everybody. I want a game that I know whenever I log in, this is what I've got. That if something changes, guess what? I know that I'm going to receive something for those changes. If you change the way that my character interacts with the game, then so be it. I should have some sort of either compensation or ability to change my thoughts on that character and my time put into it. And it's not enough just to give us a ring down ticket, because it was more than just gold. It was more than just ISO. It was more than just rank up material. The other dilemma is how much money did I spend getting that character? How much time did I invest? If you're an arena grinder and you spend 3 days off from work grinding the arena to get a champion because it looks like he's going to change the way the game interacts with him, or the way it's played, or how you attack certain aspects of the game, and then they change that character, are they sending you a check for your 3 days? Probably not. Sorry, allergies a little bit. Thoughts on Punisher 99? Got him from the feature crystal I got from... Sadly, man, there's not a lot for Punisher 99. Decent defender. He's a little bit of decent defender on a couple different situations, but outside of that, pretty weak. Two shadiest moves. 1, getting control of refunds away from Apple and Google. 2, changing terms of service. After those two things, it all went downhill. Yeah. I did not, Marco. I missed it. I'm so sorry. I will go back and look. Kelly, I want silent nerfs to just damn stop, and refunds need to be money spent, not just stupid game items. Right. I totally agree, and that's, it's tough. And here's the thing, it's not like they're going to put money back on our credit card, debit card, Apple cards, or anything like that. But, there can be units, there can be other things, there can be ways to take care of this, ways to make players feel justified in the scenario, in the situation. It's deflating. It's absolutely deflating to see players complete content or rank players up for content and then find out that player is no longer as viable as they were because Kabam decided that's the case. That's deflating. Deflating is, I saw somebody else on Twitter today, saw a player 100% something, and their reward as a 6-star was Moon Knight. Come on, let's make these rewards fair across the board. Let's take away some of the RNG. Am I saying everything's going to be taken away? No, I mean, that's, come on, I understand Kabam's got to make a profit. They're a business. They've still got to do their thing. But at the end of the day, you know, there should still be a way to make it fair to players and give us more control of our destiny. And it's, you know, there is no one answer. You know, one of the biggest things that I ran into in these chat rooms is people going, well, what's the answer? What's the answer? We don't know the answer. If we knew the answer, you know, then we would be geniuses and we'd be making the video game and not Kabam. There is no single solid answer. And that's why we're looking for something like a players union, a group of players that represent all types of players, whether they're small alliances, big alliances, top 10, bottom 20, it doesn't matter. New players, old players, arena grinders, free to play, spenders, collectors, it doesn't matter. There should be a way for all players to be representation. And correct, Kelly, there's got to be a compromise. It takes both sides. This isn't a set of demands of like, hey, if you don't do this to the game, we're out. It's a, hey, let's go to the table, let's figure this out. Everybody needs to work together and find a way to make a resolution that all parties can be happy with. Not just one, not just the other. You know, if we do too much to the game, then the game dies as well. You know, if we don't make it so they can't maintain a profit, they can't maintain to keep their properties and allow them to use the characters they use, then guess what? We lose our game just as much as they lose it, you know? So there's a lot to go into this. It's not one simple answer. There is no one guideline that we're looking for. There is just no simple way outside of let's talk. And once the talks begin, then we can say, okay, this makes sense, that makes sense. And there's got to be resolutions for everybody in the game. Not just the top end, not just the whales, not just free to play, but all players. All players should walk away from the end of this feeling like they have gained something. If it means having less RNG based rewards, great. You know, I'd be okay with that. You know how many times I've seen Alliance members looking to push their prestige and they go complete Abyss first path and their rewards come out absolutely garbage? Plenty of times. You know, oh, I got an Awakening Gem I can't use on anybody worth having. I got a T5CC that has no value to me. You know, my 6 stars were dupes of some of the trashiest champs in the game. Not helping anybody. You gotta be kidding me. I'm not even doing that. It's not even worth my energy. Get back out. Suck a duck, man. What a worthless rift. Hey, what's up, Tice? Alfaro says, looked at Galaxy user stats for MCOC, obvious impact on playtime, rating, and income. Good, good. I mean, that's the thing. You know, like I said, we're not trying to dictate the game. We just want to dictate the rules that we all play by. You know, that's like playing with those kids at school when you were little, you know, and you were playing a game, and you know, you start winning, and they go, whoa, no. That's not how this game's played. What do you mean? That was the rules we all signed up on when we started. No. I've got 5 strikes, you get 2 strikes. I'm the home team, you're the away team. That's the new rules to this kickball game. You know, everybody comes into a game with rules, clearly defined rules. There's foul, there's fair. This is a home run, this is a double. Ooh, sorry, my nose is itching. You know, clear defined rules that we all play under. It makes it fair for Kabam. It makes it fair for us. Players know what to expect. Kabam knows what to expect. You know how much relief that would give Kabam just knowing, okay, man, we don't have to worry about this compensation. We're within our time frame. We declare this a bug. It's been 2 days, so this is golden. We're good. Oh, it's past 2 days. Okay, this is a whatever. This is going to be a rework. Blah blah blah. Players with this character are now going to be entitled to XYZ plus X amount of units, depending on whatever. Done. Be done with it. I mean, this is good for all parties. It takes a lot of the heat off Kabam. It lets them know what players are looking for, and it lets them know what we expect. Again, I don't understand how it's bad for either party, outside of just getting rooked and hosed by Kabam from time to time, and they're enjoying that. But again, that's just my take on it. Afara says they fell out of the top 50 in the top gross chart. Hadn't seen them out of the top 5 in a long time. Really? When was that data, Afara? Now I'm kind of curious. Abyss should have been like Labyrinth. A guaranteed character should be given out for 100% of the content. Here's the deal. I would be okay, and somebody suggested this, and I'm in on this. A 6-star Nexus Crystal, but a very limited pool. With no trash champs. True game-changing. You just beat the hardest damn content in the game, okay? This was their mecca. This was their grand prize, okay? That's a featured, right? Yeah, baby. Hey, what's up, Lori Reed? They just beat the hardest content in the game. How hard is it to be like, look, you deserve one of the top champs in the game. Congratulations. And let it be. Let it go. There's got to be a give take. You want us to spend thousands, or I really shouldn't say thousands. Let's see. Average Abyss run is what, 400 unit or 4,000 units. So Odin and a quarter, let's say, give or take. I guess not even really a quarter, but Odin and a third. So there's what, 5 paths. Let's take it up to 5,500 units per path times 5 paths divided by 3,000. Well, 3,100. Let's just be exact. That's 8.8. Might as well say 9. So 900. So you can call it $1,000. You might as well say $1,000 to complete Abyss. 100% for average player, average skill, average roster. So you start looking at something like that. Why shouldn't we be able to pick the champion we want? Okay, Afar, let me pull that up. Nice, 53rd top grossing currently. Afar, are you cool if I share that? I know you are, but I'm going to go ahead and... am I going to open it? No, I'm not opening anything until Boycott's handled. Smokey, why is my game showing maintenance tonight? Is anyone else? Yes, there is emergency maintenance tonight. There is. Don't look, Marco. That is real. Yeah, feature crystal, nice. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Very excited. Actually, I'm going to pump this around to a couple of groups. Do. Let's take that away. They're still top 5 grosses of all time. Don't get me wrong. It's just the weekly grosses are up a ton. Yep. Oh, my nose is itching. So sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this up. So, Mark, I'm talking about Doom, Nerf, and Doom. They're not Nerf and Doom. Not happening. Still hate fighting. No, I have gotten fairly solid at fighting Doom. That is basically my specialty for war. Is if there's a Doom in a terrible spot, I get to come in for Doom duty. Alright, sorry about that. Come on, man. I did most effect 5 4 stars. Oh, Marco, come on, man. Hey, what's up, Chance? Good to see you over there on Twitch, man. Good to see you, brother. The Google Play Store is running a special where you earn 3 points for every dollar you spend. Guaranteed that is a paid promotion from MCOC trying to get some real. But, that's good. I mean, at the end of the day, it shows that things are at least rolling, just rolling a little bit. If we can just keep things rolling and people understand and see, I mean, Afar, thank you for the digital proof, because, you know, seeing is believing. When people can see what's going on and seeing that there's a drastic drop in what little bit of time has already passed, it makes a difference. Makes a big difference. Riffs. It could be targeted data too, if are based on somebody's spending or last time that they spent, maybe. I can ask Sin. He's normally he's my Google guy. He's normally telling me, hey man, they got specials over on Google. I want guaranteed value for my money. If I give them 20, it's not a chance that I give them it. It's 100% chance they. No, and I agree, Must Behind, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things that we talk about often in the boycott room, and how to structure this and things to remember is that, you know, there's got to be a level of fairness. Does this mean I want to be able to buy any champion? You know, if I want Ghost, I should just be able to buy Ghost as a 6-star? No, but, you know, one of the things that people have always talked about is a mercy timer. You know, being able to get a way of saying, okay, I haven't got this champion in X amount of time. There's got to be a time span at which my odds start to go up, not dwindle. You know, it shouldn't be... you know, like I used the other day, I had 4 skill awakening gems at one point. I talked to a player the other day that had 5 science. That just shouldn't happen, man. Just shouldn't happen. Chance. I'm not even gonna. Was it you months behind? Yeah, I had 5 science. I mean, it's insane. Oh my god, is there any way to get rid of the stupid maintenance banner? I want to look at my events. No. Frojo! What is up, man? Frojo, you gonna get on chat? I've always got a Discord spot for you. I would love to discuss some of the things that's been said. I know that I'd have that system in my video on how to improve crystals today, sort of. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a system. There's got to be something, and there's got to be a way, you know, that players can get guaranteed value. And you know, it may not be, listen, I'm going to spend $20, I'm guaranteed to get this or that. But, you know, the feature crystal was originally supposed to help us. You know, I don't know if anybody... I don't know if anybody really remembers, but, you know, it's, hold on one second. You know, I don't know if anybody ever really remembers, but the feature crystal was supposed to help us. That's what replaced when champions came out, where you could go for just that champion, you know, and it was supposed to be increased chances. Then we got these feature crystals. That was supposed to really help us. Oh, way too soon, Sly. Oh, what's up, man? Oh, what's up, Carlos? Good to see you at work till like 1. That sucks. Yeah, Safer Blade. I mean, if you go back and you look, I still think you should all make Crystal's Nexus. And again, having that little bit of control, having a little bit of ability to feel like we're controlling where we're at in the game and what we're doing goes a very, very long way. And there's ways, again, to appease all angles. Look, we're not trying to chop Kabam down. You can't just buy champs. People buy the 5 champs they want, clear all the content, be bored, and they're not spending on anything else. Let's be real about expectations and what is fair to all parties. Oh, I haven't seen her L2 enough to really pay attention to it. Shit. Can't believe she's back from that. So there's got to be ways to handle that. There's got to be ways to give people a chance to have some sort of control over their future, while in the same time allowing Kabam to still make their money. If they're not making money, then they're not going to keep the game. It's that simple. And as players, we have to be in tune with that as well. You know, it's not fair of us not to think that Kabam doesn't have to make a profit. Kabam's got to make a profit. They've got to do their thing. But we need to be able to do our thing and protect ourselves as players as well. And again, that's where, to me, clear, defined roles and rules of what is a bug, what isn't, what's a rework, what's this, what that, all comes into play. Stating that, maybe featured crystal champions be reduced, not have a pool of 16 or whatever the number is. I don't even often buy them, so I don't really pay attention. But instead, give us the 6. I mean, come on. You can give us the 6 most recent champions, because they're not all great. I mean, at least cut it down so that we have a chance to get new champions and focus on the champions we want. Maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger of a pool, but it shouldn't be like it is, where players spend... No, that was my first. I just got through it. Where players spend tons and tons on... I have no idea what's in the... Here, now you got me wondering. I don't ever pay attention to the feature. I haven't bought one in a while, but let's go look. Okay, so you got Agent Venom, Bishop, Civil, Dr. Doom, Dr. Octopus, Electra Emma, Falcon Havoc, Iron Patriot, Joe Fix It, King Groot, Longshot, Luke Cage, Magneto, Mephisto, Spider, Spider-Man Miles, Mr. Fantastic, Miss Marvel Kamala Khan, Nebula, Nova, Silver Surfer, Squirrel Girl, and Thor. So 24. Sorry. 24. Cut it down. Cut it in half. Make it 12. Give us a chance. Give us a chance to get the guys that we're looking for. You know. Give us a chance to go after the champions we want. Give us a fair shot. It doesn't have to be 24. 24 is too much. Out of the 24, 6 or, what is it, a 6 or is it 8? Are the most recent. I don't know, like, again, I don't even really pay attention to the 6-star featured. It should be 6 if I remember right. Hey, what's up, you crazy? So, give us a shot. Give us a chance to find a way to make things fair. Let our investment, our time, our money. Why are you not asleep? What are you doing? You want to get on? You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. The light is on. Yes, the light is on. Did you turn the light on earlier today?
No.
Don't you lie.
Not me.
Not you?
Mm-mm.
No. It wasn't you?
I don't see you.
You want to come see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I love you. Nuh-uh. Don't. Don't. Oh, they're all saying hi. Can you say hi? Where they can hear you. Don't be shy. Wave. Can you wave to them all? Say hi. Say hi, everybody. Bless you.
Hi, bye.
Hi, everybody. Okay, now answer the first question. Why are you not asleep? Yeah, look, there's you. That's you waving. How cool is that? Look, they're saying hi. Oh, he said you're cute. Say thank you. Tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Did you miss me? What's up, Wesley? What's up? What's up, Rono? Good to see you, man.
I want the hat thing.
You want the hat and the ears?
Mm-hmm.
How about, let me think where you should be. Bed. Watching cartoons.
Aw.
Did Mom make you a milkshake? I heard the milkshake thing going.
Not me.
Not you? Who'd you make a milkshake for?
Mommy.
She made another one for herself?
Mine.
Oh, it was yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What's up, JWT? Okay.
Mommy made my day.
Mommy made you a shake?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Daddy.
Daddy, what?
I see that in eyes.
Yeah, I see your eyes. Your eyes, yeah, I should not be seeing your eyes. You want to know why? Because they should be like this. Closed in the bed. Boycott derailed currently. Look, don't be here. You can hit. Hey, thank you, Be Crazy. Hey, Be Crazy said, "Hey, here's $10 for this one little lady." How sweet. Oh, you sent out the test. Lord knows what we just tweeted thanks to you. People out there are gonna think we're crazy. Crazy. They're like, "Who's that crazy guy? What did he tweet?" Nah. Don't you hit that button. No. Go back. What's wrong with you, crazy? What's wrong with you? Stop it.
Okay.
Here, you can hit that button. What did I tell you? You're that's it. Hey. All right, let's go.
Wait.
There you go. Good girl. I can teach you how to operate that. Maybe one day you can come down here and learn to stream. That doesn't work anymore. That's for the t-shirts. That better.
You did that.
Here. You can hit the red buttons. You gonna hit that one? That's how people donate to us. Say thank you. Hey. Tell them thank you. All right, get out of here. Go upstairs to your mother.
No, I want to do that.
Negative. It is. Look at this. It is bedtime.
Get out here.
Mommy found you.
Come on.
Here,
Bye.
give me a kiss and good night. Because it's your bedtime, sweetie pie.
Bye.
I love you, but you gotta go to bed, okay? I'll see you here in a little while.
I want to play basketball.
You want to play basketball? I'm gonna play you in a game of basketball. Get a game of basketball then. You better win. Starting soon. Where did she? Time out. Let's see if that worked. That should fix it. Hey, there we go. Newest best. Sorry. Alright, I'm back. Sounds like she's me when I was her age. Chance said, you're a little cute. She is. She's adorable. I'm so sorry, Chance. I didn't even see your deal. She hit all the buttons. And there was a tweet of some sort. I don't know what that was. Alright. Like when the kids change the language? Yeah, that's always fun. Okay. I need to do some duels. I need to find all the targets so I can finish my whatever these things are called. What am I doing? What am I looking up? What am I doing? Twitter. That's where I need to go. Okay. I need more key cards or whatever they're called. Anybody got the updated? What are you boycotting? We're boycotting MCOC spending. Our goal is to really just, hey, just got a YouTube notification. We're good. The goal is to boycott spending inside MCOC and to pull back as much time as possible in the game. Farah, thank you for the data earlier. Just shared with me showing where where MCOC has now fallen out of the top 5 for grossing. Matter of fact, top 50 for current grossing games, which they've been top 5 for a long time. Big time top game on grossing. They've now fallen out of the top 50, and if you look at their 7-day trend, it's trending downwards. We're seeing this money kind of start to slow down, and we're starting to see things start to take place. So we'll see where things are at. So with that being said, I'm going to try to do a tweet real quick. So I apologize, guys, again. And of course, I would just... Okay. So I see where it's at. Give me 1 second. Okay, that'll work. Screw it. Sorry guys, again, give me 1 second. Just trying to send out one quick tweet. Alright, yeah, it makes sense. Thanks, Far. Sorry, give me. Sorry, guys, give me one more second. I promise. So sorry about this. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. What's up, Jenna? Good to see you. Pulled a 5-star Corvus Knight. Congrats, Jedi. Yeah, emergency maintenance on the way. I might have to bite the bullet and use line instead of Discord for MCOC Ally. Sadly, most of them are there, yeah. Marco, I don't disagree. I don't understand why Tiger is not in her signature bikini. What's up, Tex? Good to see you. Tex says, what's up, dude? Besides Command being a garbage company, not much, man, not much. Okay, so trying to answer some things as we go, and again, I apologize. I got a little sidetracked. Daughter came in, and then we had the screenshots. All right. I'm done with all that, I promise. Anybody got to happen to have this chart for all these stupid... Who do we need to find? Blah blah blah. Liquid over. Okay, heading northwest. Okay, that's Nick Fury. Killmonger. Remember, I'm CEO of Slice and Frame. When you're in one of the groups, I told you, I've got your position ready. I'm waiting for you to come in. You just keep delaying, man. You keep delaying. You never want to come, hang out. Never want to come play. Chance says it's the feminist. That's why she's not in her bikini. Man, come on. We gotta have Tiger in her bikini. It only makes sense. I mean, that's who she is. Let's go Magneto, Sentinel, Nebula. Let's go. Farah. Okay, we don't really care about the matchups. Let's just go. It's a bad habit. But yeah, if anybody's got dual targets, let me know. I would appreciate it, but don't have to. Who do I need? Ooh, I'll tell you here in 1 second, Tex. James, like, who do you need to do? I'd have to look. I don't know. One's Nick Fury. Killmonger. Oh, God, I forget how terrible Magneto is. Why does Meta even like this guy? He wasn't even that cool of a comic book character. Oh, shame on me. I knew better than that. Nick Fry. I didn't do today's duel. I don't pay any attention to the duels. Hence why I'm like 400 of them behind. Today was Red Skull. This is torturous. Alright, there's all that. And here in a moment, we will be switching over. Yeah, 170 fights. Don't really care. Okay, you know what? Just get out of that. Search. Lori wants to discuss the outfit in the movie The Fifth Element. I would have to go back and think about it. He is a Farah. And Rona, we're going to need you to get to work on the website as well. We've got to get that updated. Okay. Massively. I seen that, Lori. I just pulled it up. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, yes. Well, I'm in on those too. Come on, Ro. You should know by now. Don't tempt me with ideas. Let's go. Okay. Let's focus. I know I gotta do Nick Fury. That's what, Nick Fry. Alright. Oh my God, there's so many. Oh, FYRI, my bad. Yeah, I got it. Any of the SGAs? Yes, Jedi, we got a couple. We got a couple of them. Tex is typing out like crazy over on Twitch. Yeah, we've got a couple of alliances still looking. So if you need help or need one, let me know. And it's always going to depend too on what you're looking for as far as where you fall in the mix. You know, James, we're not far away. I'm in talks with the group wanting to come in. They're currently looking at 3-4, but possibly a 4-5. Okay. Killmonger. Kill. Is it just one L? 3. Carefully, Tice. I'd be happy to join the 4-5 all day, every day, getting back into the SGA-ness. Man, I'd be happy to have you. It's always nice to have players that know what we expect, you know, what it means to be in SGA and things of that. So, my game is not down yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. It caught me. Oh, man, my nose. I hate you, Marco. What's up, Simba? Good to see you. So we're getting ready to switch games. But before we do... again, we'll have a quick discussion. And if anybody has any questions concerning... the MCOC boycott, what it means, what we're looking for, what the goals are, what we're looking to accomplish. Nope, Maldar already retweeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I'd be happy to explain the goals, what we're trying to do, why, and things of that nature. So, has actually been decided on action yet? Currently, yes. You know, like I said, we're basically looking at reducing all spending to nothing. Obviously, I never want to leave teammates hung out to dry. But outside of that, there's no reason for spending inside any of the SGA alliances. You know, this is a situation where there's really no need for it other than making sure you complete your alliance events. And most of that can be bought with glory. So I'd like to see us continue to make sure that we're not spending in the game. And as things move forward, looking at if we have to go to a full-on logout, you know, we'll definitely approach it at that point. SGA2, they're doing really well. They're doing really well. Currently, I don't see me spending on any 4th of July deals. I don't see myself spending on any of that. I won't say that everyone's not playing the game. People are logging in and doing their part and getting out. You know, for the most part, though, it's log in, do your part, get out. Log in, do your part, get out. You know, I'm not foolish. I understand 4th of July deals are going to be tough for players to resist. And if this boycott continues, they're going to attempt to make them really, really, really good. At the end of the day, one day doesn't determine whether Kabam continues or not. It's all about the longevity, continuing to keep the metrics down, reduce the spending, reduce the in-game time, so that Kabam can see that players aren't just going to sit there and play their game if they're not going to give them something fair and reasonable to play. If it's going to be something where Kabam basically says, hey, this is the way we're playing, or I'm taking my ball and going home, take your ball and go home, man. Best of luck, deuces. Find somebody else to rip off for a while. At the end of the day, we just want a very fair gaming system, a system where players can know what they're walking into, they know what they're getting, they know what to expect. It's not something that that can change just because they don't like something. If something's a bug, then it's a bug. Find it, address it, fix it. It shouldn't be, okay, you've got a bug 2 months down the road. Man, that's not a bug. That's a rework. That's an error on your end. That's something that you guys overlooked or had issues with. That's not our fault. That's not the player's fault, and players shouldn't be punished for that. And I think it's just kind of reached a boiling point. So it's a situation that I think should be good for the community in the long run, and I'm looking forward to it. We talk about trying to have a players union, a group of players that can speak for the players, that can help Kabam look at the current situation, look at the current direction of the game, and ask a group of players, does this make sense? Is this fair? Can the average player complete this? What kind of rewards make sense for this level of difficulty? Not throwing a beta out and going, oh, you're invited to beta. Congratulations, you get to see beta. Next week it's live and active, and we made no changes. That's not betas. That's just, hi, this is a warm up. Congratulations. This is a preview. It's not a beta. Map 7 caught a lot of heat. Our X7 caught a lot of heat. Thanks to Seaton. Seaton really threw a lot of gasoline on that fire. And I think since then it's all just kind of stumbled. There for a long there was a state of the game. Everybody talking about the state of the game, burnout, the amount of time players are having to put into the game, where that leads them, what they're doing to give up. And it comes down to time versus money. And, that's something me and Bulldog for the longest time used to discuss on the channel whenever he would be on the stream with me. Is, you're basically going to invest one way or another. It's either going to be your time or it's going to be your money. And as a player, you get to decide that. But now, it doesn't matter what you're investing. The game that you're playing can be changed at a whim because Kabam doesn't like the way something interacts, and that is not our fault as players. We didn't set those rules. You made the node. You made the champion. The interaction is ours to be found, and that's the big issue I think now is if you want to change that interaction, it should cost you. Because it cost us to get the champion. It cost us time or money or both. Simba says 12 seems like everyone was together except a few YouTubers. This one seems mixed. A lot of that is due to a couple individuals. One in particular that just to be fair, does nothing more than wants to stir shit. I mean, that's all they really want to do. They just want to stir shit. And that's what their content is based around. That's what their views are driven around. If there was a soap opera of MCOC, that individual would be the one, being the one pushing that show. They have no desire to really fix anything. They could care less about why or how things happen, but simply want to just throw mud, dirt, and create headaches. And because that they have these followers, people watching this channel, it doesn't matter what they bring to the table, what information or where they got it. Unfortunately, some people are just going to believe that whatever is said is said. They don't care about why or how. It's blind followership, and so be it. But Kabam needs to follow a rule book, a set of rules that players and Kabam can both be happy with. Frodo says most of us are just waiting for Kabam to respond, and they told us today soon, but not basis soon. Yeah, and here's the problem. Okay, so this is a prime example, and this this is kind of frustrating. So Frojo's part of the CCP. Good for Frojo. Frojo and I have been friends for a long time. Do I talk to him like I used to? No. Sadly, I don't hear from him much, and he doesn't hear from me. Shit just happens. Does it suck? Absolutely. Shit happens. People go different directions. It is what it is. Does it mean I respect him any more or any less? No, it's just, how life goes. But here's a prime example of this. Kabam has a direct line to the CCP. Their answer to the CCP is, we're going to be responding soon. Not, hey, we see the complaints. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're debating. Here's some ideas. We're looking into XYZ or anything. Just any type of common courtesy communication would go a long freaking way. Long way. But they can't even have the decency to say, hey, listen, we plan on having a response by Friday, and here's what we're looking to address, and here's why, or here's what we're seeing, and we're going to the table for this, or what's your input? Nothing. Most of the CCP members, if you ask them, have very, very little to do about it. And that's a shame. That's a shame. There should be a way to communicate and communicate openly. Hey, we are looking into the complaints, and this is what we're looking into. We're currently investigating the scaling of difficulty, the block damage. We're looking at our RNG. We're looking at how to whatever, place in more positive rewards or rewards that are more static that can affect the entire player base to prepare you for the next level. When you complete Act 5, you should have a basis of champions and materials to take your team and go into Act 6. It shouldn't be, I'm done with Act 5, shit, I still don't have the things I need, let me go buy a bunch of Cavalier Crystals and hope that I can get through Act 6 now. Or now I need to go spend 3 Odins to take the block damage and live with the champions I have through there. Not to mention that they put in this 2 fights that require 2 basic champions, or this fight that has basically 3 different counters. There's got to be a middle ground there. T says, about this boycott, will it be just the top tier spinners and players boycotting and stop spinning or playing, or are we all encouraged to not play and spin too? T, this is something that we're encouraging everybody to do. Every player, if we just quit our spinning, even if it's just a sigil, that's something that they're going to be looking at, and they see metrics. How many players have the sigil now? How many had it at the beginning of the boycott? How long does it continue to go? How many of these players are no longer re-upping their sigil? How many are no longer re-upping the unit offer? The one that's the best in the game, where you get units over time and a dump of units up front for $5. How many of the players no longer keep that once it expires? How many aren't re-upping on these things? These are metrics that Kabam can look at and say, hey, we're losing these players. These players aren't pushing anymore. These people aren't logging in. Our average player was on for 3 hours a day. They're now down to an hour. Little things like that make a difference. These are all things that are measurable. As I stated earlier in the deal, and Kabam shared with us, or Kabam Avara shared with us, MCOC has dropped out of the top 50 on the daily gross, and the players playing has dropped from 101,000 down to 99 on Apple Play, or at least that's what it looked like when I just briefly looked at it. So we're already seeing a dip. We're already starting to see this where players are walking away and spending is starting to see a little bit of a hit. And people need to just continue to remember that. It's not one day. 4th of July doesn't determine Kabam's year. If you go back and add up all the offers, typically $600, I think, would be the average. And some people valued it even a little bit less. I think it was like 500 and some change if you bought every offer all the way around. So that one day, the reason it's so popular and everybody thinks it's a big day, it's not because of the whales. All right? It's not because of the whales. It's because the average player is conditioned to believe that you got to buy those offers on the 4th of July. You got to buy those offers on Cyber Monday, or you're going to fall way out of the loop. And that's totally not true. Whales are going to spend every day. You think that those offers put them ahead of everyone else? They don't. They're buying all the offers in between. That's where they separate from the rest of the crowd. It's their daily spending. Whenever they go drop $200 just because they have nothing else going on to buy Cavalier crystals. Or whenever they offer 5% of a T5cc and it's the first offer for some insane amount and the whales are buying as many of them as they can. That's where you get separated. That's where every little bit happens. When you look at it and you go, how did they get 5 T5cc? Well, let me tell you, they didn't. It wasn't just straight on July 4th. They got them on every offer between now and then. So if everybody works to just continue to take and roll down their spending, to cut it down, to reduce it, I'm not a fool. I can't expect everybody to just stop spending. Some of us have to. Some players spend to support their alliance. I never would ask a player to leave 29 other players out in the cold. I think that's dirty. It's wrong. You're a teammate for a reason. You finish your lane. You do what it takes to finish your lane, your path, and you do what you have to do to get that done for your teammates. Outside of that, though, I'm out. No reason to buy the $5 offer. No reason to buy the ongoing unit offer. No sense in buying the sigil. No sense in any of the other stuff. Cut it out. Don't screw over your teammates, but outside of that, done. Get in, do your AQ, do your AW, get out. Go in and manage your resources. Burn your T5B, burn your stuff that's going to expire, get out. Don't spend your time just sitting in the game twiddling around. Reduce those metrics. Let Kabam see that we're not just going to give them free airtime. We're not going to give them the ability to say that we're on there forever. So, text, Chance, come on now. Settle over there. James says, I'm only logging in MCOC for the daily duel 2-star challenge thing, and then every other day a Rift all in 30 minutes. That's it. There you go. That's what we can ask for. We can ask for players to be mindful. What's up, Coop? But they haven't even posted their long-term roadmap. Does it really matter, though, Hector? I mean, why does that come into play now? I mean, let me ask you, having a bug declared 2 years later, is that fair to the players? Because I don't think it does. I don't think it matters. Their quote-unquote long-term roadmap means nothing to me until they start doing something to protect the player base. And at the end of the day, why wasn't it done forever ago? I mean, that's the crappy end of it. You can say, well, they haven't done anything. That's the problem. They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything for a long-ass time. That's the worst backup. Well, yeah, but they haven't posted anything. I mean, how can we be upset? Hold on. Yep, still waiting for that long-term roadmap. Why wasn't it done forever ago? I mean, the game's been in existence for 5 years. What was this? Me and Frojo talked on the stream forever ago that, Kabam had game plans on this all the way up into 2022. So you want to tell me they didn't have the long-term map that long ago? That this has been planned out for a long time. You can't say that they haven't had it. They've been in meetings every day. They've been a company for 5 years. They've been in meetings nonstop. Why is it just now coming out? I mean, that's the shittiest excuse ever. Oh, when they're putting together a long-term roadmap. They've had a long-term roadmap since it started. I can remember that conversation happening. That's long-term roadmap of what characters are coming out? Or when it's okay to call a bug and when it's going to be called a rework? Because I highly doubt any of that. Oh, it's a different one. Sure. The problem is I don't believe them. And I have a hard time believing anything that comes out of them. Because, hold on, let me check their communication skills. Yep, still a 0. Why can't they tell us that? Why wasn't it announced a year ago? Hey, we're working on a long-term roadmap. hey, we're putting things in place to help the player base. Why wasn't it done for Act 6? Why wasn't it done for Abyss? Why would you secretly be working to change the interaction with Corvus with AQ without telling anybody? I mean, I can go on for days of things that they've done without having any type of long-term roadmap. So a roadmap to me means shit. It just means stuff that they're going to say they're going to do, but has, again, no reason to follow through with it. I mean, a roadmap means nothing. They're changing how content is made for the future, so they're scrapping a lot of what they've done. Again, why? If this was a long-term roadmap, it would have been done. Remember in the past, they had a roadmap photo for a couple years as a teaser of Champs. Again, they've known about this forever. The sad thing is basically when you change things inside the game, and your answer is that's the way it is. There's no compensation. It's a bug 2 months later. It's a bug 3 months later. It's a bug two years later. That's not intended. Dude, it's been around forever. You can't change something just because you don't like the way it's intended now. Why wasn't it done? Isn't it obvious, though? Because if something changes on their roadmap, the players will complain. But you know what? The players just want open. They just want, honestly, they just want to see something. You know, here's the thing. They could have produced a half-done roadmap and saying, listen, we understand. You know, we're looking at the metrics when Act 6 came out, which has been a while. When it came out and saw where this is totally off, we're working to fix it. Never came up. But it's not just the Corvus issue. It's the fact that it's a 2-year change. Why? Why so late? And here's the worst part. You can say, well, we really don't want people timing out. That's fine. That's a fair thing to say. But don't turn around and say it's a bug and it's not intended. It was intended. It's been around for 2 years. It has been in the game for 2 years. If it wasn't intended, why wasn't it addressed when it happened? You mean to tell me they just figured it out? I can't buy that. I don't buy putting my head in the sand and believing that they don't understand things about their game. That's insane. That's ludicrous. Correct, months behind, yes. 2-3 months. It was supposed to be basically about a 3-month window is what they asked for. Cat Marvel Bug and Abyss. They saw it when they watched Seaton run through it. Well, Rono, just so you know, they got a big presentation. They all went to Twitter saying it's unbelievable. The world is changing. Kabam gave us his presentation, and the world is about to be caught on fire, folks. It's amazing. I can go back and scroll through the tweets if we'd all like. It's amazing. Game changing. Everybody's going to love it. This is phenomenal. All of them. A day later. Listen. It may not be as big as we made it out to be. The changes may not be liked by everybody. We were just excited about the presentation. So everybody said the same shit in tweets about how it was amazing and that the changes were great. Then the next day they all backed up to say. I just get confused by that. Oh, no. I'm not confused. It just smells like bullshit. That's what it is. My bad. Great. The presentation was amazing. Your tweet alone said great changes were coming. And then the next day, you yourself said you were more excited about the presentation. And it was everybody. It wasn't just you. All of them. That's all we saw. Oh, man, Kabam's got big changes coming. It's great. It's great. A day or two later, suddenly... Well, it was a great presentation. Some of the changes may not be liked by others, but great presentation. That's the dilemma. Kabam has zero transparency. They don't have to, but we don't have to play the game. We don't have to like it. We don't have to pay. That's just fair. That's just, that's like saying, hey, listen, you're going to come buy pizza from my pizza store, and you just give me money, and whatever I give you, you just have to eat it. I'm out. I'm not going to your pizza store. I'll play a game where I know what I'm getting. You got a roadmap? Share it with us. Tell us what you're going to do. Tell us what you plan to do in the upcoming 6 months, a year. You got a long-term roadmap. Why is it not shared? Why would you not give the players hope? Why would you not tell them, hey, we're making changes, and here's what we're doing? If this roadmap is so far in construction, and they already had it already working before all the headaches, before all the crap, before all the stuff hit the fan, if this was in works before all that started, why can't they put it out? Why can't they show us the half-constructed roadmap? Why can't they say, hey, listen, here's what we've got so far. Here's at least, so you can see we're working on this. Why can't they do that? I'll tell you why. Because it's smoke and mirrors. And until they prove me wrong, it's smoke and mirrors. It means absolutely nothing. The joys of being from Missouri, it's the show me state, baby. If I don't see it, I ain't believing it. So the timeout, do some players want to change so it can knock out some allies? I don't think so. And it's not that players care about the timeout, because I've yet to run into a player that says, I'm upset that I can't time out. What I run into is, I'm upset that I paid for Corvus for this ability to stay alive past death on an AQ timer, because that's what people are doing to overcome certain fights, such as a thing mini boss that is stacked to the gill with Mesmerize, and whatever else. And Mesmerize being the one that I know is the biggest headache, with no super clean counters that's going to one-shot consistently, and then saying, okay, but now we're going to change it. It's just you can't change it just because you don't like that players are doing it. I think that's the biggest thing. Players feel cheated. Hey, I went for Corvus for this ability. And some of them spend pukus after the arena, after the crystals, because they couldn't get him anymore. He came out and everybody goes, oh, crap. This guy's fantastic. This guy you got to have him. He's huge. Oh, he's amazing for map 7. He's amazing for AQ. Look at this. He can clear paths. It's the only champion you need. I can spend all my money getting this guy and ranking him up, leveling him up, and take him into AQ, and I can be okay. I can play at 1% health all the way through the map and still come out without spending basically a potion. I can manipulate my masteries around him. I can gain 15% health per fight if I so choose, and still walk out with a solid champ for the next fight and continue to do content. I pay big money for that guy. Just join the call. Just join on the server. I can drop you in. You just got to join in and then hit SG General Chat. We'll drag you right in. It's the unfair change. It's not that anybody cares that they're changing or that they can't time out anymore. It's the fact that the change has been done behind our back. And it was openly admitted. We've been looking for a way to change this, and we pushed an idea way too early. Why? What happened to that long-term roadmap? Why wasn't that discussed? Looking for a way to change how champions interact with the AQ timer. Hector, why wasn't that on this roadmap? Why wasn't that discussed with the players? Like, how come that's not out there for everybody to see? Probably because they didn't want to really let everybody know. Probably because it's about as pile of steaming crap as anything else that they've done over some course of time changing champions. That's interacted within the game for how long? Harris, that was my big issue with Cole. How did he break the game? He didn't. And what's funny is now he ramps up faster. It actually was a buff for Cole, I think most people are seeing afterwards. Yep, and this would definitely knock out some alliances from the top. Not being able to take out a mini is huge. I totally agree. The difference is, Callie, is they'll still get the mini down. They just are going to have to spend pots. No, that's not your point, Hector. I'm not arguing that the presentation wasn't good. Two totally different points. Presentation good, I agree. I believe you. I bet it was done with bright colors, unicorns, and rainbows. I don't give a rip about what the presentation looked like. That means nothing to me. The issue that I have is that we were told there was great changes coming. Multiple CCP people said there are awesome changes coming. Just got out of the meeting with Kabam. Great changes coming. Super excited about the future of the game. Super excited about the future of the game. Great presentation. Unicorns and rainbows. Future of the game. Totally different. Totally different. I still stand by them that the next update sets them up to hopefully be even. Yeah. Is he in general? Here, I'm bringing him in. Frojo.
Slide.
What is up, brother?
What's up, man?
You working? Man, you gotta quit working so much at night.
Well, I'm in between the two jobs at the moment. They went ahead and let go because it slowed off.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
let me just clear whole tweeting that started. That was the CCP's fault completely.
I don't disagree.
We asked them if we could tweet, and they were like, "Y'all can tweet that y'all had a presentation, but you can't tweet about what was in the presentation." So we were like, "Fuck." But okay, look, all our communication in the past between Kabam and the CCP has just been like text, like a Kabam forum post, like
Sure.
that's what, and then
It's been crap.
then,
Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
You guys get stuff about a week in advance is my general consensus of what I've been told.
Yeah, normally. Sometimes a little bit more. I already have the whole stuff about Tigra and Hitmonkey. We got that a couple days before everyone got it.
Right.
About Spotlight, stuff like that. A lot of times we don't get stuff early enough, but there's stuff that they're working on that's gonna change that way, because right now they pretty much can't change anything that we see. If we get the champions, we try them out, we let them know about stuff. There's only small little things that they may be able to change. I think it's only happened a couple of times, and
But
I can't even remember specifically which champion it was and what it was.
Sure, but at the end of the day, that's not your fault. That's them rushing a character out. You guys see the problem, tell them of a problem, and let's be honest. Essentially, their response is, "Tough shit. It's getting ready to roll out. No chance in stopping it now."
Well, normally what they respond is that we'll look into that and try to put it into a future update down the road. And
So let
A
me
lot of
ask
that-
this, and
go ahead.
be fair with me here. I feel we've always worked well together, but let me ask this: if they tell you guys that, if they say, "Okay, we see the complaint, we understand what the problem is, we see it, we understand, we're totally agreed, this has got to get fixed," or "Hey, we're going to try to work that out," why isn't there a tweet right then? Such and
From
such
them
champion,
or from
yeah,
us?
from them. It's not on your guys' job to take and break the bad news that something's not working right. That should never fall in the CCP's lap. But why is there not a tweet from them at that moment? CCP, let's use
Sometimes-
Cole. Cole's
sometimes-
damage has been,
sometimes-
we've been noted that Cole's damage may be too high. This is a situation we're looking into. Proceed with caution.
Sometimes they do on the forum, but I feel like
Nobody
the
uses the
forum
forum.
system. Exactly.
That's the stupidest
like-
place to say, go look for shit. Nobody's
Yeah.
using the forum. You got Twitter for a reason. You got CCP people that can announce it and help them out if they wanted to, or hire a spokesperson, a legit spokesperson that's intelligent enough to put out accurate information in a timely manner. I mean,
Yeah.
they're a top. In the past they've been a top 5 grossing mobile game. You can't pay for one guy to send out a tweet in a timely manner. Come on, Jesus is listening. We all know that's a terrible lie.
Yeah. So about the tweets, we did that. The CCP. And then we realized what we started, and then we were like backtracking, like, wait. There's like some stuff coming that's cool, but it's not that great. And that's what I was doing. I was like,
No, I
was
agree.
like, oh crap.
I read your tweet. It was pretty straightforward. I mean, and to be fair, sometimes it's just bad wording.
Yeah, because like we went from just getting paragraphs of text to pictures, images, and them kabam, the different developers and stuff and different departments and stuff actually speaking words to us and not just on there. So to us, that was different and that was really cool. Now, what we're trying to get them to do is for them to do that to us and then to you guys after like they've gotten some feedback and some critiques and going from there, like somewhere for them to do that for the community. Like we're heavily pushing them for them to talk to everyone and not just us, because we're getting a lot of criticism because y'all think they're just talking to us and we're just holding everything in, but we have to. We've signed NDAs and we can't tell y'all everything that they've told us.
No, absolutely. And I here's the thing. This is this is the shitty spot they put you guys in. You are non-paid hype people to help them produce stuff, to help them get words out about their product that they're selling, they're pushing, a champion, an update, whatever it is. You guys are producing content, whether it be on Twitter, podcast, YouTube, videos, whatever. It doesn't matter. Don't care where it comes from, how it's relayed. But you guys are directly responsible for helping create hype for whatever they are putting out. Would you not agree?
Up until this point, yes, but they're looking to use the CCP in more than just how they have up until this.
Not worried about what they're going to do, because you and I both know so far the things they say they're going to do, very little has ever came through. So let's continue with it. So you guys are basically hype men. You're put on the front line, and then of course you guys are getting the shots fired because Kabam can hide behind it. Hey, listen, I mean, and it's not fair to you guys. You guys don't get paid now like Coop does. There is advantages to the CCP. You guys get the views. You get the early access. You guys get you get to show off things that the average player doesn't get to see or have a chance to do, and that's fine. Perfectly part of it. Part of that is the backlash and the heat that comes with some of this. And the dilemma that you run into is like you said, Kabam doesn't communicate with you guys, and then they're not communicating with us, and that puts you guys in the crosshairs. That's not fair to you guys.
Well, the stuff that they are communicating with us, we can't communicate that to you. There's little bits of information that they've told us that I can't share.
Sure.
That I can't tell
guess what?
anyone.
It shouldn't matter because they should be telling us. And again, this goes back to what Hector's saying. They've got this long-term roadmap, then why isn't it being shared? I mean, if it's a roadmap, why aren't the players being told, hey, this is what we've got coming for you?
Because they want to make sure they cover everything. Now, this is once this roadmap comes out, you're going to see a lot of different people. Like, if they don't cover everything they're saying they're going to, then that's when a lot of us that are in the CCP, other people that are in there, like everybody that's in there, that are probably going to take a different stand. That's what we're waiting on. That's what we're just waiting, because they're promising us that they are looking at everything and they're getting all their ducks in a row and they're going to cover everything. That's what they're telling.
I lost you for a second. You still there, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. And again, I get that, but that communication should be had with the community. There's no reason for it to be secret. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be an exact deal, but you can say, hey, look, we're looking into XYZ. We're looking at changing some of the nodes into X6. We're looking at the difficulty, the block damage. We're looking at how our RNG factors into players and what they're spending. We're looking into
Again, they have said some of this, but it's on the forum.
Again, the dilemma is if you're putting information out where people don't look or care to look, doesn't really matter.
There's only a small portion of the players on the forum.
Super small. And here's in all my time of being in retail, you know why people go to a forum? You know why they go online? It's rarely to look for a positive. They go there to bitch. They're going there to complain about something. They're not going there to look for the MCOC daily update. That's not where they're going, man. At all. So.
Yeah, they're not going there to look for information.
No.
They're normally just going there to complain and then leave.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Miss Insomnia? Truth on what? You can't just say truth randomly. There's a lot of things being typed and said. And that's the dilemma. You've got to find a way to have a clear-cut communication with the players. Again, it's rules, it's definitions. To me, the biggest mishandling of all of this started with the Corvus deal, not because they wanted to change it, but because of how they labeled it and because of how they went about it and how they described it. It's not meant to interact that way. It's not. It was basically a bug. It's not purpose interaction. It's been around for 2 years. If it wasn't on purpose, it should have been fixed. You don't fix something that wasn't purposely interacting the way you want 2 years later. That's just ludicrous. That's like somebody coming in and saying, "Hey, my car's got a check engine light on and it's not shifting into third." Well, you know what? Bring it back in 2 years. We'll fix that engine for you. Just hope nothing else breaks in the meantime, guys.
I think what some of that is, and this is me reading between the lines and like stuff that they made this game in 2014, 2013. That's when they started all working on it. Mm-hmm. And they used it was available to them then. And for them to change things, sometimes it completely like breaks things. So they have to be careful on what they do. And sometimes somehow think that this wasn't even meant to go live at all. From what they kind of like told us, is the whole Corvus thing wasn't even meant to go live. It was a complete accident. It was something that they were testing and trying out on their side, and somehow it came over.
But, and again, and my point behind all that, it goes even further. So you mean to tell me that's okay? It's okay that you're looking at changing how Corvus interacts with the AQ timer behind the player's back? Why wouldn't it be addressed early on and just tell the players, hey, look, this is something that needs to be addressed, and we need to figure it out, and we're looking at solutions. We're open to suggestions.
Well, they are, and they are open to suggestions, and they're listening. But the thing is what a lot of you are upset about is all this communication is behind closed doors with the CCP, and they're only talking to us mainly about that kind of stuff. So
right, which so far of the 5 CCP members that have discussed anything of any amount inside the boycott room or concerning the boycott with any of the people involved with it is basically our opinions and our voices with the Kabam go basically nowhere. We hear things about 1 week in advance, and that's about the extent of it. We told them things were jacked up, and the response was, sorry, too late, we're moving forward. So what's the point of asking if you're not going to listen? It's kind of a moot point, isn't it?
I think what the problem is sometimes it's right there. Like it's like they're fixing to push it live by the time that they get it from us.
Hector, why would I name them? Are you out your mind?
What?
Come on. What is wrong with you? You know better than that.
You talking to someone in the chat?
Yeah, Hector said name those CCP members. Come on. Like I'm going to name them so that they can get ratted on. You're out your mind.
Well, I'm not scared. That basically we get told about the spotlights, we get told about the characters, we get the we get the spotlight, then y'all get the spotlight normally in a couple days, and then we get the character, we get to try the character out, and then the character comes out like a week later. Normally,
Right.
how it's been working. It's how it's been going, and it's been going that way since the CCP started, and that's been basically all the CCP has done, promoted champions, and up until this point, and now they're starting to do more things with betas and stuff.
Sure.
That they're letting us, they're being able to do because they're basically they told us is that they're working with new tech, and they're building upon stuff.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta. Hector says with updates sometimes it's too late because it gets pushed out, but once it's approved, it's too late to change anything. Then why ask? What's the point? Hey, listen, we're gonna ask your opinion on this. Now, listen, it doesn't really matter because we've already pushed it, so you can tell us that it's stupid, but it's way too late. Secondly, what happened to that long roadmap? I mean, if everything's so far planned out ahead, why wouldn't they give you that information months ahead where you could turn around and look at it and say, hey, maybe that needs to be addressed?
The long roadmap that me and you talked about before, I'm pretty sure specifically that was just about characters and what story content that they were planning on pushing out. Not like working on this and bugs that. I think now that this roadmap specifically that they're working on, that they're supposed to tell us soon, whenever that is, which, it's getting frustrating even for
soon?
a lot of us.
Kind of like basis soon?
And they keep using that too, right? Not basis soon, but soon. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, well, y'all told us basis for years, and then told us, yeah, we're not doing that. So
that's a great roadmap. I would love to be traveling down that roadmap. Hey, honey, where we turn up here? Hold on, let me get to that in the roadmap over here.
Well,
shit. Where did that part go?
Sometimes things just don't work.
Yeah, great roadmap. Again, the dilemma is there's no communication with anybody. In all reality, there's no communication with you guys either. Very limited, very minimal. And it's a sad thing. It puts you guys in a spot where you're uncomfortable. I think it's crap to put you guys in that spot. It's complete garbage in my opinion. And again, with updates, ask about why ask you guys for an opinion? Why give you something to look at if the update's already locked, loaded, and ready to go live? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Just bounce out, just take it, put it out there, and say, hey, look, we didn't even at least give the CCP a chance to say, man, we didn't even get to see that. We didn't know that they were that stupid, It's not fair to give you guys access to something, ask for your opinion, then receive that opinion, and then go, okay, that's great, but it's too late. It's crap. I don't know that you would call them reviews. Let's just call them champion hype videos.
Yep.
Champion selling points.
And then change them later.
Yeah, we won't dive into that. I don't want to beat up the CCP too bad.
Well, from what we've heard about that is they pretty much put all that on hold and done any more changes with any of the new changes. And they've already told us they're pretty, people keep freaking out about Doom, and they said there might be one change that comes with Doom, but it's nothing that changes him offensively. It changes him a little bit defensively, but doesn't change him at all. If that makes any sense. There's one part of Doom that is completely broken defensively, and we all know it, and somehow they said it got missed. But it doesn't make him, it makes him a little easier to beat, but not really.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I heard me out. Did I mess up again?
Nah, you broke up a little bit. Still not in the day. So
I'm out here in the sticks. Sorry.
It's okay. You're good. You're good. Give me a second as I take a look through a couple things. Okay. One. Sorry. I was reading through a couple things. Sorry about that. So, Isom, you got a link of the stream now. Some other people might want to join. I don't. You should be able to copy it right out the bottom and throw it out. CCP has a perceived place at the table with Caban. The top guys and spinners want a place at the table. Middle guys, girls feel completely left out. I don't even think that it's necessarily that there is a place at the table as much as it is clearly defined rules. Again, I don't have a problem with things getting fixed or things being changed as long as I know this is the rules we're playing in. If it's a rework, let's call it a rework and let's figure out what compensation should be for a rework. There shouldn't be a rework of champions or content or anything like that and then players not receive something. Is it fair for a player to spend, and let's just make up a number, is it fair for a player to spend $2,000 to complete some level of content, whatever it is, I don't really care what it is, complete some level of content to have it changed later on and then not receive anything for their extra time and money that they put in whenever the game changes? That's a difference. It's no different than trading a vehicle. A vehicle comes out and it gets updated. You can trade your old vehicle in and get something out of it still. Some of these champions and some of the things that we invest in completely go to the wayside because they're just no longer relevant thanks to the way that Kabam changes content. For example, look at Void. Void was great at any champion that had a healing factor, any type of health gain. And now they've came out with the new node, what is it, Lionheart, I believe, where if it's reversed healing, they now gain strength, they gain power, it's like power gain and fury and something else. I mean, it's something ridiculous. So you've essentially decreased the value of Void, and that's okay, but you're reworking the game, you're reworking everything there. There's got to be a way to keep it so that players aren't losing everything that they're investing in. Am I okay with them coming out with new nodes like that? Absolutely. That just means there's somebody else that's going to counter that node. Then when we find that counter, don't get upset because we turn around and manipulate a different part of the game. That's the name of the game. You produce it. Our job's to beat it. A good look back at this is One Eye Open, which is where if you parry, any damage done to the champion you're hitting is reflected back to you. Namor came out, that's 100% damage reflected back. Well, suddenly they didn't like that. Well, I'm so confused. You were okay with it when all the other champions received it. Why is it something different with Namor now? You produced the champion, you produced the signature ability, you knew the node was in play. Tell me why it's different now. There's things that's got to be addressed.
The other day, there was Marvel Live. There was Josh Slay, John talking. Josh Slay to ask, like, do y'all ever like that are like a champion all of a sudden really good at stuff like way down later on? And he basically kind of said, he's like, yeah, our players find stuff all the time that we don't find. And then he kind of like, and I was like, oh yeah.
Well, that comes back to them not testing anything. Again, you got a CCP crew that is full of top end players.
Well,
okay.
The thing you're talking about with Namor, that node and Namor both came out time, but
similar timing.
Similar timing. But from what I'm understanding, is they have like a team that specifically works on a champion, and they have a team that works quest. I think what happened was the character got tested and the current content that was in the game, and then that came out, and then that content came out, and then they were like, oops. I think that's what happened with that. They dropped the ball on that, and I don't understand why they just don't come out and say, that's our fault, but this is something we have to fix. Like, own it.
That's my point. All you gotta do is say, hey, listen, we made a terrible decision here. This is unintended. This has got to be redone. And how hard is it to really throw any compensation for a mistake? Look, people leveled Namor. A lot of it for prestige, but there are some that used him specifically for that path, and because he could kill Thanos super easy. with leaving that note up. Again, own the mistake, pay for your mistake, and move on. I don't think players would be so upset if they would just own up to it, throw it out, and go. That note was a clear issue. What was up with Cull? Cull at 10 charges damage was way beyond Ghost ramped up. You're always going to have a new barrier. Again, they had him. You guys had him. You guys produced videos on him showing the damage. How'd they not know? How's that not get taken care of? Again, I understand they're rolling them out shortly thereafter, but is it that hard to pull it back? Say, hey, you know what? We're going to give you guys the champion 2 weeks in advance. You can't produce content until a week before. We want to get it fixed. We want things to come out right. I mean, it's just a matter of doing things right. Right? I mean,
In the month before.
that's not hard. Spartan, there's a difference between bugs and players creatively finding solutions to issues. I do think there are bugs. That's inevitable, but it does feel at times that we're punished for finding solutions. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Rono, that's because players don't want to touch Ghost. I don't want him to touch Ghost. Ghost is a great champion, but a lot of top end players would be upset if they lost their Ghost answer. Cull, I mean, at the end of the day, he was a damage monster. That's all he was. Like you said, terrible block proficiency, bleed, poison, suicides. None of those things were friendly for Cull at all. None.
You just blast cannon.
One of the best, but yeah. You still had to make it to the ramp up. And most of the time it costs you pots to get to his ramped up damage because you're taking too much tic-tac damage along the way, especially if you took him into any kind of content that meant a whole lot. But then again, I'm sure that was on their long-term roadmap of knowing how everything was going to play out in the future.
Yeah, but Hector, damage isn't the ultimate end-all to this game either. Like,
No,
just because
there's
he got damager doesn't mean that he's the best champion in the game.
no,
Or
there's
that
utility and so much that goes with that. I mean, look at Quake. Quake is another one. Damage is minimal, but great for tons of content. And unless there's some sort of true strike, Quake it out.
Quake's another one that they bring up quite often. She's kind of untouchable now at this, but they're not happy with.
Yeah. I mean, and that's dangerous grounds, and that's what this all comes down to is, again, setting rules that Kabam should have to at least, I don't want to say obey and follow, but should have some sort of guidelines to them. You know, I mean, any other game that you play, whether it's on a PlayStation, Xbox, or even a regular sport, there's a clear, defined set of rules that we know we're playing behind. Kabam doesn't have that. You can give me a long-term roadmap excuse all you want, but they don't have anything that they're playing behind. The fact that they can't give you a timetable, they can't tell you, hey, we can give you some answers on Friday, or we're going to give you some information on this date, goes to show you they have no clue. They're clueless. They have zero accountability, zero clue of where they're going, and they have no idea why. They throw darts at a dartboard and hope it sticks.
To answer like months behind, because Quake is a unique character, she's all does it. About Corvus is he's not the only one that can do what their bug that calling bug. That he's not the only one. What they're just people are calling out Corvus, but Corvus ain't the only one. I don't think they're gonna change Corvus.
Right. What's up, Chance?
If you accidentally push someone to an SP3 when you're at 100% health, you just time out, come back in with 50% health. You know? It's not the fact that he's dying and not timing out, it's the action of the timeout itself that they're changing.
Well, and that's not totally true. Currently, a Special 3, once it's instigated, once the SP3 animation is started, it's too late.
No, I know. I'm saying though, you push someone to 3 bars, they're gonna throw a special 3,
Yeah.
so you time out at that point. I'm not saying
Yeah,
like during
I'm
the
with you.
special 3.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. But you can do it with a lot of champions. And to be fair, you
Yeah,
can do it
that-
with anybody, really, as long as they got any health left. Come in, drop a pot on them, and go if you have. If you got a regen champ, Phoenix, Blade, Omega Red,
Rogue.
Corvus.
I do it.
sorry.
I do it all the time with Rogue.
Not for nothing, I can remember when Map 6 first started. When we first put SG together, SGA1 first got together, and we started going. I can tell you one champion, and it was the only champion Frojo brought, I think, to the entire map 99.99% of the time, and that was Red Deadpool. Every
Yeah.
time. And we'd be like, Frojo, what are you doing?
4-star.
As a
Y'all are
4-star.
like, y'all
Frojo,
are
what are you
like,
doing?
don't
I'm
bring
on
a 4-star,
timeout
and
number
I'm like-
777, but Deadpool's going to make it back full health.
Yep.
I mean, this
And
was...
I would record videos and put it in the chat, and they'd be like, "What the hell?"
I mean, this was map 6, and this was early. This has been years ago. I mean, years ago. I mean, when SGA1 first started, and Tice, Spartan. I got Tice, Frojo, and Afara. But, I mean, I can remember Frojo taking any degen path, anything like that at all. Didn't matter what it was. Frojo's like, I got that. That's me. That's me. All right. Frojo, you brought a 4-star. It's Deadpool. I'm okay. I'll be at 100% health by the time it's done. Frojo, I will time out 5 times, but I promise you I will be 100% health by the time this is done.
Yeah, because I remember like sometimes I would time out and I would try to go back in, and someone else was fighting it. I'd be like, they're gonna die, and then they would die, and they'd be like, how were you doing that? And I was like, how are you still alive? And I was like, because like they would fight for just a little bit and they'd die, and then I'd go back in and fight. I would time out 3-4 times,
No
and
big
by the
deal.
last fight, I would be at 100% health with Deadpool, and I beat the fight.
I mean, it was never ending. I can't tell you how many different times it happened. And you know, it was the early on Corvus, basically. I mean, Frojo was able to take paths that he shouldn't have been able to take in some degree as far as with that champion, but because of the regen, it didn't matter. It didn't matter if it took him 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times.
That's why
And
he's
then,
not a 5 or 6-star.
yeah, I mean, it really didn't matter. And I can remember, you know, back when, before we had great magic counters and her limbo was massive damage, you'd take Deadpool, it didn't matter. Limbo kick in, you'd go down a little bit, you'd start over, heal back up at the beginning part before her limbo kicked in, and it was nonstop. It was exactly that. And it's, you know, this has been a part of the game forever. Don't pretend like it wasn't. You can't act like this is something new. This is something players have been doing for I want to say decades, but the game has been, but years and years and years. Again, I call shenanigans on, well, it's just not intended. Dude, it's been intended. It's been around since Map 6 was getting dropped. I mean, get out of here with that. We were doing it with 4-stars. I say we, Frojo was. I didn't have no Deadpool. I didn't realize what Deadpool was when I started playing the game.
Well, I think when you joined, Deadpool was already, there was more.
Well, the problem I ran into is when Deadpool came out, when I first downloaded the game, I had no idea what any of it was. I just downloaded because it was Marvel and I wanted to play and I thought it was cool. And then I got tired of it, left, and when I came back, I mean, everything was crazy. You know, we started having these massive 4-stars, new champions. You know, I can remember Iceman coming in being one of the first triple immune champions. And I was like, dude, he's game changing. I got to get him. I remember spending tons getting Iceman. Guess what? They didn't change Iceman. They didn't do anything different. Things changed. Iceman slowly went away. And I'm okay. I got my money's worth out of him. He was a great champion for what I needed and done. But there was never a change of how Iceman interacted with any of the nodes. He didn't suddenly become magically sick. He didn't magically was able to bleed or melt. You know, he interacted fairly with the content, and that's never changed. And I think that's, at the end of the day, what we want to see is a set of rules and a set of content that matches and follows what they should be following the entire time, not change it up because you just don't like something, you know. It's just not fair to the average player base. People can say this is about the spenders or the big guys or the top alliances. It's not. This is about just putting a set of rules in place so that everybody can be happy with what they're doing, and knowing if I go after that champion, I'm going to be able to use him what I see being used for, whether that's high damage, whether that's utility, whether it's a regen factor, or whether it's timing out to the same fight 100 times because that's where you want to go. That's on the player. If they want to time out 15 times to a fight to get it done, and they got that kind of time, why are you punishing them? It makes no sense to me. Rono says, yeah, but that is a skill to use a champ like that. You can't nerf a champ because skill was able to make something happen. One hit kill, sure, but long skill fights, high risk, high rewards is fun. I agree.
Has the game been down for some people or
Yeah,
something?
they had emergency maintenance again.
Because I was like playing it not too long ago while I was at work.
Yeah, it was up till about 11ish, so it's only been down for about an hour.
It went down an hour after normal maintenance time.
Yep. So it was down for an hour in total. So, at the end of the day, I think that's what we want to see. We want to see something that's fair to all players. And until it happens, I just don't see any reason for players to be spending. Until we can guarantee that what we're getting is worth what we're investing, whether it's time or money, I continue to support the movement to boycott spending and time inside the game. I'll continue to push for it, and it doesn't matter. They can end it tomorrow and say, we're all spending again, screw it. And as you've seen in my channel, I've cut back drastically on my spending over time. I cut back on my time in the game. If I'm not running something active, I'm out. I'm not spending extra time on their game. There's no sense for it. Until they can offer me a quality game that I feel is fair for what I'm putting in, it just doesn't make sense. What's up, PP97? Good to see you, man. Coop saying game is back, correct. Some people only have a few champs. That's when it's tough. Imagine if that's your only champ. Correct. Well, and that's the other side of this. A lot of this content now is designed where there's 2-3 counters. You don't have one of those 2 counters, you're screwed, and that's just, there's got to be a way to make nodes where players can do them, have fun doing them, and still present a challenge level. And it's tough. Look, I don't envy Kabam. That is a tough chore. I go back and look at World of Warcraft and how hard it was to balance all these players, the in-game players, beginning players, how you're going to get gear, how you're going to level gear up, what your damage should be, how many hit points a monster should have, what's a final boss, what's fair, but never did we have to spend to get certain items, champions, artifacts, relics, or anything of the sort to complete those raids. Everything was done by continuing to beat the content, knowing that you were guaranteed to get certain items that were going to be of use right away. PB saying, I'm just stopping on in here, but I notice how there's still a lot of top alliances missing on the boycott list. I think you got a lot of people that are kind of boycotting on their own. And if you go back and look, there's basically 2 boycotts kind of going right now. Some of them are doing full out, log out, not logging in. Asgard being one of those. Of course, a couple others. There's a Sin 6 Alliance and a couple others. I can't remember the others, to be honest. And then there's a fairly long list of top-end alliances that just aren't spending. And there's some that have already stated that they're not going to spend on offers, but they are going to spend on pots and boosts to get through war season. But they're cutting everything else back. So there's a lot of things here, and ultimately, the reason why I feel this boycott works better than the previous one is we're not asking the player base to do one thing. We're not saying everybody's going to log out on this one day. Everybody's not going to do this, that, or the other. Everybody's not going to do all these things. We're asking players to do what they can. For some people, they can't stay away. Some people, they have nothing else to do with their life right now. Some people make their living producing videos and things of that nature. Can I ask a guy to give up his job? Can I ask a guy to give up income? No, that's tough to do. But can we ask other players to help out? Can we ask them to step back? Can we ask them to spend less time in game or spend no money on offers that don't make any sense? Absolutely. You know, can we ask players not to buy the sigil for a month? Sure. Not buy the unit offer? Absolutely. Again, all metrics Kabam can see, look at, and measure. They can see the effectiveness of what's going on there. And if you look, I tweeted out earlier, you know, inside I think it's the Google store, you can see the average user base has went down drastically from 101,000 is what it looked like earlier. And again, I'm just going off memory. It was 101 point something, so I'm assuming 101,000 down to 99. And then on the flip side of it, from a top 5 daily grossing game to being outside the top 50. So that's a pretty big hit, you know, and hopefully we can continue that and see things going. PP was already not going to buy anything on the 4th of July, and that's great. And then that's what a lot of this is going to come down to. And you know, and here's the trick, and this is the thing that people need to wrap their head around as well. Okay. Okay, let's say people buy offers on the 4th of July. Great. If we continue to boycott every other day, it's still as effective. Just because they get one good day doesn't mean the boycott ends. It doesn't mean anything else. If the boycott forces them to throw out insanely good offers that everybody can benefit from, then in a way, isn't the boycott winning? In a way, isn't the boycott coming out ahead if we're able to get really, really good offers on the 4th? Because if I go back and look at some of the guys that really keep track of all the offers, I don't remember if it was Cyber Monday or if it was 4th of July, but one of them was overall fairly trashy. And I can remember people buying them, not because it was a great deal, but because, well, I got to do content anyway. I'm going to get some free stuff to go along with it. And Frojo's here on the call. He may remember, but I'm thinking that was a 4th of July offer where it was solid, but it wasn't anything crazy. Or maybe it was this last Cyber Monday. I don't really remember. But one of the offers that came along not that long ago, people were just kind of like, eh.
It was not last July 4th, but the July 4th before that.
Right. It was not the one with the T5B, because that was the first time players could really get T5B in an offer on the 4th of July offer at a significant amount. Let me put it that way. But it was the one before that. And I think Coop's right. It may have been a Black Friday and a 4th of July where they just kind of had two terrible offers. And people basically just bought them because there was just free stuff in the Odin and they were going to be doing some content anyway.
It was Black Friday. Now that he said that, it's ringing a bell.
We've had a couple here lately.
Yeah, it wasn't the last Black Friday, but it was the year before. Yeah, it was like really mediocre. People were buying it just to get it, but like it wasn't that great. Yeah. And then but last year's Black Friday was really good.
Yeah. Simba says, yeah, man, thanks for having a conversation, hearing people out both sides. I don't know if that's Hector to me, but either way, that's always the goal. I mean, you want to be able to hear both sides. I get where people are coming from, but at the end of the day, like I said, I say my side of this, I just want it to be a fair system. I want something where we know what we're getting. There should be some static rewards sprinkled in along the way. Completing Act 5 at 100% should be able to help you set your account up for Act 6. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm done with Act 5 and I got crapped on and now I'm stuck having to buy calves. Which at that point you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be Cavalier yet. But I got to go buy Grandmaster crystals or whatever the hell crystals it is at that point. And hope that I get lucky and get a pool that I can use in Act 6 and clear it. Or I'm going to be stuck buying a bunch of units and just getting punished with damage here or there. With progression comes things that should help us progress, not random crap that gets thrown on players for completing hard content. So, I'd like to see something. I mean, there's ways to make this fair for all parties involved, and that's all I want. And I want it to be fair for the players. I want players to be able to look at it and go, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into. Not, well, they're changing my champion after I've had him for for 4 years, and now I'm out. Right, Rono. Rewards should be more guaranteed, not randomized. More selectors, more T5C selections, more T4, depending on where you're at in the game selections, where you can select what you need to progress your account to continue doing content. That only benefits Kabam. If players are able to continue into the next run of content, then they're enticed to continue moving forward. They're enticed to continue playing, knowing that when I complete this, I have a chance, or I don't have a chance, but I know I can get something I can use to start the next level. I haven't done Act 6 because guess what? All the rewards of all my teammates have been crap. Nothing that's been usable, nothing that's been great. The 6-star crystal is a massive heap of junk 90% of the time. There's got to be ways to be able to fix this so that players are encouraged to go after content, not look at the content and go, I'm going to sink $500 in that content and I'm going to get freaking $50 worth of rewards out of it. So, again, there's just got to be a way for players and Kabam to come to a median here, to a middle ground and make sense for everybody. Again, I don't want Kabam to be bent over backwards. It's not the goal. I want him to be able to be profitable and have a great game for a long time. I love the game. I love playing with my friends. I enjoy having my teams. That's just fair. But I want my teams to be able to get the things they need to stay in the game. I've lost so many good players over time because of RNG or because of burnout or because they sink a lot of money in it and then they get nothing out of it. It shouldn't be that way. People should be able to keep up, and they should be able to do so in a fair process. So, Rono says there was a time that Cavalier crystals were dropping 6-star champs left and right. I was getting 3 6-star champs and a 10 crystal pot. Dude, I can remember when it first happened, when they first came out. People were buying them, and I didn't buy any early on. I was kind of on a spinning freeze, and it was nuts. People, though, were buying them and just loading up their rosters with great 6-stars. Amir, who was an SGA1 at the time, spent a ton on Cavalier crystals early when they dropped, and man, it was Ghost. It was any champ that he was looking for, he basically got. It was just phenomenal at that point in time. So, anyway, it's about that time. I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from and sees. And for those of you that don't, guess what? You can always message me online. You can follow me on Twitter. You can message me. You can get on Discord and have a chat with me. I'm a fairly open person. I don't mind discussing anything with anybody. Questions about anything that I've ever done or what I believe in, hey, not a problem. Come ask me. I'm a grown-ass man. I have no problem telling you what I've done and haven't done and what I believe in and what I think is fair and not fair. Do we have to agree? Nope. Don't have to agree. But we can respect one another, and I'll respect you regardless of your view. Doesn't mean I agree with you. Doesn't mean that I think you're right. But we can, we can all come to the table and respect one another and discuss anything. I'm always there for discussion. I'm always interested in hearing the other side, and I'd love to hear from players. It helps us develop things for the entire community. Warbig says, thank you from I'm mediocre player. Look, I'm just here to help the best I can. That's all I want. I'll jump you back in. I'm getting ready to jump off, Rojo, but I'd be happy to talk to you some more, bud, if you still want. Correct, PV97, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Feature crystals can be changed. There's a lot of things from that's okay. But it's one of those things that, there's things that can be changed to help us, create the feature crystals where instead of 24 champions, why not jump down to 12? Give us a chance to get the champion we want. Some of these players, and it's, I'm talking middle of the road players that save up shards for months and months because they know a champion's coming to the feature crystal and they have 6 of them, 7 of them, and they get nothing because there's 24 champions in there, and out of the 24, not even half of them are what we would consider good champions. You know, that's tough, man. Chop it down. Take it down to 12. Give us a chance to get the champion we want. Give people a fighting chance. Make it so that there's a way to get champions we're looking for, and at least give us a fair shot. And that's fine. I mean, here's an interesting point. Ace says, some stuff I don't like for sure, but my opinion overall, get good. Spin if you want. If you don't want to, don't like things, don't play. Simple as that. And that's fine if you don't care about the other people on the deal. For me, I enjoy being able to play with people. I enjoy playing with guys that I've played the game with for a long time. I don't like seeing RNG affect where somebody's at. You know, I can talk in whatever it is, but, you know, Frojo and I reached a spot where Frojo couldn't spin, Frojo couldn't continue playing at that level, at that point, because of his personal life. Was it fair to Frojo that his RNG went backwards for a while, that the game changed where it was going and it caused a rift? No. It sucked. It absolutely sucked. I love playing with Frojo. Me and Frojo was my right hand for a long, long time. I mean, huge part in putting the SG group together, the SG alliances, helped me with my channel and everything. And it sucks. Indirectly, the game drove a little bit of a wedge there because things change. And at least that's my take on it. Maybe not. Maybe Frojo just secretly hated me and wanted to get away. And that's fine. You know, again, I can respect somebody else's opinion, but you know, I look at it, I lost a player, a friend, because of the way the game was handled. Because it wasn't feasible or viable for him to push content and his roster and prestige and everything that had to be done at that point in time. And we were making transitions and pushing. Does that make it fair? No. Does it suck? Absolutely. So I kind of disagree with that. You know, there's got to be a happy medium. So there's got to be a way players can play and know that, hey, if I can get through this, I can control my destiny. I can help get things where I need to be. I know if I beat this content, I can get the champ I need, or the T5 CC that I need, or the 6 stones I need, or whatever it is to continue to play competitively. I just got to get through this one spot. If I can get here, I get this. If I get here, I get this. I know where I'm going. That was part, but and again, it was due to roster limitations and things like that. But again, it was crazy stuff. And then it just got crazier. But at the end of the day, things happen. You know. And it sucks. But players should be able to know at certain points, we're going to get certain things. And we're going to have the ability to improve our roster. We're going to have the ability to push our prestige. We're going to have these things that we need. You know, just because you don't like something doesn't mean you want it to go away. You know, there's plenty of times I don't like the game, but I love the guys I play with. And for me, that's, believe me, many times that I thought to myself, you know what, screw this, I'm done. And then I log online or I think about it, and I'm like, man, I can't leave 29 other guys out to dry on SGA1 alone. Not to mention SGA2, SGA4, SGA6, SGAR, all these guys that I communicate with and help. They're all good people, so. You're not, but we still love you, Rono. So anyway, with that being said, you know, all I can ask players, do us a favor. Minimize your spinning. Do the best you can. Stay away from spinning. Get out of the game as much as possible. And do what you can to help out. If you don't want to, hey, we understand. But ultimately, we're doing it to hopefully help improve the entire game for the entire community. Not just one section of it. So, Mod Zafara, Super Chat Speed Crazy. Thank you, fellas. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everybody else coming in, hanging out. It means a lot just to have a group to talk to. I enjoy talking to everybody and having a chance to people to share their opinion. And if anybody would like to come join me on the mic one afternoon, to discuss the game, discuss where things are going, discuss the boycott, tell me I'm crazy, hey, you guys let me know. Not a problem. You're more than welcome to join the Discord server. The Discord link is coming up. More than welcome to join it. Come in, discuss with us. Let me know that you'd like to chat. I'd be happy to have you on the Discord. And again, it's all about respect. Respect everybody's opinion as best as possible. We can disagree and still respect one another and find ways to make solutions. So, with that being said, I am getting out of here for the night. Don't forget, follow me on Twitter at SliceEm. Look me up on the Line app, SliceEm. Basically, anywhere you go, just SliceEm. Or you can always go to the website, sliceemgaming.com. Months behind, feel free. We can discuss pizza anytime. Still waiting on the address. I'm out of here. You guys take care, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. Adios.